We're live.
Okay. Thanks for everybody being here. I'd like to call this meeting to order. We have one person here. Would you like to introduce yourself, Robin?
Sure. My name is Robin Mitchingham, and I'm glad to be here today to observe.
And I don't think we have anybody else for public comment.
No, ma'am.
So we'll move to approval of the minutes. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes from April 23rd?
I think we do. We have a typo
Oh, it's not April 23rd. Yeah, it is April.
at other business.
Oh, okay.
It's 20204 instead of.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
24.
Okay.
Where
But
at?
Under
Uh,
other
Other
business.
business, just November.
Yeah,
It's
5th.
not.
Oh,
Future.
okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
But that was all.
That's all? Okay. With that correction made, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
All right.
Now we'll move to item 4, approval of replacement judges for the May 14th second primary.
Okay, we, hopefully this is, all the replacement judges will have. Again, you know, someone could get sick and at the last minute, but currently this is filling all of the vacant slots we had for either chief judge or judges for the, May 14th election day. If y'all, I'm going to pass those around. And, if you approve it,
Duplicate copies.
yeah, this is just I'll let y'all look, but sign this one, okay?
So we're just gonna sign it.
Okay.
Okay.
Or
Do you
back.
want us to sign
Yeah.
that?
Sign this one. We'll sign this one, and that's just so they could look at it prior to.
Gotcha.
Efficiency. You've seen it.
I did. Okay. See, I signed it. Did I say seen
I have seen.
It's okay now. It'll just live on in infamy from here on out.
It's not like there's public or anything.
Robin maybe. I love it.
Grammarian
Okay,
service.
all right. Thank you.
Now we'll move to review and approval of military, overseas, and civilian absentee ballot applications. All.
Yes. So for today's meeting, you have 5 total, and that includes this one photo ID exception form. So I'm going to use this as your audit as well. So pass that around. So as of today's meeting, you have the 5 civilian returned, 0 military overseas, 0 pending cure, 0 spoiled, and the 1 ID exception form in that 5. Your total numbers since March 28, 2024, CIV mailed 217, CIV returned 38, military overseas mailed 14, military overseas returned 0, 0 cure letters mailed and returns. Sign both of those for me.
Let's put a sign that form.
Yes, sir.
I need you to sign that second page as well, if you wouldn't mind.
Is everybody listening?
Yes, please.
Somebody.
And then I just need to, gather whether a unanimous or non-unanimous vote as to whether or not to approve this ID exception form, so I can make the change for your final totals.
Do I hear a motion to approve the ID exception form?
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Okay, we're going to move on to, I guess the biggest item for today, the adoption of the 2024 general election early voting plan. So Dawn,
Okay, I have given you a little layout here of the proposed early voting sites, dates, and hours that was submitted by, well, the statutory hours, it's Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. So, and the last Saturday of 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. So there's 2 weekends that y'all need to vote on as far as the hours. And NOAA had submitted a recommendation at a previous board meeting, and these are listed on the spreadsheet that I submitted to you, and along with the 5 sites: the Graham Recreation Center, the Coronado Senior Center, Elmira Community Center, the Elon South Gym, and Mebane Arts and Community Center would be the 5 locations. Do y'all have any discussion as to the,
should we vote separately on the sites and the dates, or vote for the plan?
just vote for the plan? I think.
I have a question when we move to
Okay.
the hours.
Okay,
Okay, I was just double checking.
Mhm.
My question, this is something someone brought up to me. Typically we have 17 days, and this is 16 days, correct?
17 days from when it begins to when it ends.
yeah, and that's including the weekends.
Okay.
That they're not all open.
Okay. All right. So that was my question, because we always say there's 17 days of early voting, but in reality, there's 16 days of early voting.
We could vote to have voting on that Sunday, which would create 17.
When the person asked me, the person was asking would it reduce the number of the hours. The hours are the same, correct?
Actually, they're, looking back in the past, we've never been open both weekends
Right.
for both days.
Right.
So this is still more hours
Mhm.
offered
Mhm.
than what we've had in the past.
That was my question. It was,
Yes.
is the hours are the same or more?
More, exactly, because we actually include, on
Because
Sunday,
we always say
added an
17
hour.
days of early voting.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, that was my question.
Okay.
So anybody else have questions, concerns before we vote? I know we discussed it earlier at 2 weeks ago. Waited a week for public comment. And so I guess we're ready to vote. So do we hear a motion to approve the proposed early voting sites, days, and hours?
So move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I tell you what, y'all keep your copy. I'll just pass this one around for y'all to sign. That way y'all will have the times and days right now. Of course, we'll have, more to come.
Oh, yeah.
with that. But in case y'all were asked questions, you have to. And again, this is early due to the state board's request.
Right.
That why y'all were having to vote on it now instead of in the summer like has been in the past.
May I make a comment?
Sure.
So in the past, we had Sunday voting. Well, if I understand correctly, the reason that we several cycles ago had not had Sunday voting is basically a request by the staff not to have a crushing 17 days straight by the early voting staff. And, recruitment of early voting staff is not always easy. And so in the past, we had broken it up where that Sunday was the middle Sunday because that would break it up the best. But then for me, on reflection, that made it more complicated to explain to the public because you had this right in the middle, this hole in the schedule. And so as a sort of a splitting the difference there was to still give them a day off in the middle of the 17, but have it come early. So they have a 13-day stretch, but still get a break in there. So I just sort of from what we've done in the past to where we got now, I just kind of want, why don't we have 17 days of early voting? It would be great, but given the circumstances, we want to keep everybody. we want to take into consideration everybody's needs about stacking these hours.
An additional comment. I'm hoping that by running weekend voting, starting at 8 and running until 3, that will also be something that makes it a tiny bit easier on staff. Because we all know they don't get there at 8 o'clock. They get there way earlier. So when we were starting earlier, that's even more of a burden, especially if you have kids, that kind of thing. So.
And you do have, if somebody can only vote before 10 o'clock on a Saturday, that last Saturday does start at 8 by statute. So there's a little spreading out of the hours that way.
So is there any other business before the board today?
Well, I did want to just let you know about our turnout so far, but up until today, so for Thursday, Friday, and Monday, we have had a total of 55 voters, and as today so far we had 10, so a total of 65 altogether for the second primary turnout for early voting.
Do you all have any idea how the voting, how it's going across the state as far as turnout? Are we like right in line with turnout across the state?
It's extremely low everywhere from what the state said.
Any other business?
Judson has
Judson
a quick,
presentation.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
just a quick slide.
About forgot, but I'll stand up so I'm not talking off of the owl. like the guy in the corner. But I've been messing around with data and messing around with trying to look at what motivates turnout specifically, and eventually, long story short, I came up with that geographic location and convenience does inform on it pretty well. So I went to our GIS director, who is Marlena Isley, and asked her
If you all want to see, you can come here to see it.
if there was a way that I could take data that I'd prepared our system and push it onto a visual, be able to see where each votes at each site are actually coming from and the volume from each property. If it's so I cut off unit numbers, I cut off stuff like that. So one single property, the coloring on there is as stated on the bottom of it, which you can't see there you go. You moved from green towards red. When you get to red, it's somewhere like condominiums or apartments, something like that. But unfortunately, I only have Elmira as of right now.
Mhm.
I'm still waiting on getting the software for myself to get the other sites, but I found a few interesting things here, and you can probably tell what I was thinking as I was looking at this. One would be more people from the north of the county than I thought. You had people as far out as 17, 18 miles coming to vote at Elmira and early vote. Plus, it was my understanding that the intention of Elmira, part of it was to have a site where people who are nearby otherwise would not have had a site.
Mhm.
And as you can see on there, you have about 50% of the votes
Yeah,
coming
that's
from
working.
within a 2 to 3 mile radius. So you are getting most of your votes right around the Elmira site.
And for those people who are in the northern part of the county,
Uh-huh.
is Elmira the closest?
It is the closest, yes. The next closest would be Elon, and it would be straight line distance. It's similar, but if you look at, I can use the little laser pointer. This is real convenient. No, I can't. It's not going to show up on there.
Oh.
If you see where it says
You do a second.
Well,
O3N towards
Yeah,
the
yeah,
left
yeah,
hand
yeah,
side.
uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go. Dawn can point it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Elmira would be just slightly closer depending on where you are exactly in the north.
Mhm.
Oh, that's down now though. But you see, you have people distributed all along those little rows.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see Pleasant Grove because I know being at Mebane Arts, when I used to work out there would be tons of people from Pleasant Grove coming. But now I'm wondering if some of them are moving elsewhere.
Right. We are. I'm interested in seeing Elon and Mebane in particular, but
Mhm.
Karen also was bringing up to me when I was telling her about it that Grant would also be interested to see, because as that's our central site right now,
Right. And
where are people? It'll give us the best
From
idea
southern,
generally
yeah.
where people are coming from to go to early voting.
this is good. I like it.
I told him I was very impressed.
Yes. When you go out in the public to do presentations, I hate to ask you to go out. You might have to get a pointer to Dawn. I don't know, but this
would
would,
be- it would
I think
depend.
this would be very interesting for people to see.
Yeah.
We also have the option of offering it on our website.
Mhm.
That's another option too, because this is all public. This is all public data.
Mm-hmm.
So
Can we do that? Offer it on the website?
I
Cool.
believe we can.
Right now, this is currently all we
sure,
have,
sure.
but
I would have to get the rest of the site first, but
I mean, is that, okay, let me back up. Are you was the intention to do all of the sites?
yes,
Okay,
the intention was to finish it off as a complete set
right.
and further along have a temporal element to it.
So
So
update.
election to election to
Oh,
election,
nice.
be able to flick through.
Well, if you're
to
already
see.
planning on doing all of the work to, let's go ahead and put it on the website.
Yeah, I would be happy. to
In
do
your
that.
spare time.
Yes, I would be happy.
It's not
to
like
do
there's
that.
election going on.
Well, come September, October, it might be difficult. but
Yeah.
In between, I can manage it.
Okay, very cool.
So as soon as we get the remainder, and I'm not sure how long that'll take, we already have the license to have it added. It's a matter of our IT department's short staffed as well right now, and they're the ones
Would
that
that
have
be
to.
one?
I'm sorry,
Your IT department is that one?
no, I'm talking the county IT.
Oh, okay.
County
Yeah,
IT.
They have to add new, things like this to our
Oh, okay, got it.
computers. And so,
I'm sure they're caught up with a lot of facility stuff with
Mhm.
the court rollout. done as
exactly,
well.
yes.
It's actually it's a fairly sophisticated software program that
Mhm.
creates these very nice little visualizations like that.
Mhm.
So I have to have the computer ready to get it, to receive it.
Anything else for the good of the,
I think that is all we have this week.
okay?
Yes. Our next meeting is next Tuesday, May 7th at 2 p.m. The absentee, meeting will be an absentee. meeting this
If
week.
we have any, is that correct?
That's
if we
correct.
have
That's
any.
correct.
Okay. And like usual, you'll let us know ahead of time.
Yes, we will.
I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
So move. Second.
All in favor?
All right.
All right.
Thank you.